There you are. Never mind me. Welcome to the Actery Magic channel. I was preparing for the zombie apocalypse, as you can tell. I've got swords on my wall now. Anyway, check it out, guys. Today we are talking about Wilhelt, the Rotcleaver. Guys, I'm so excited about this. I'm looking for my copy as well, but he's a cool 3/3 zombie warrior, 1 black, 1 blue, 2 generic. But before we get into that, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I could totally use your help for growing my channel. I'm so excited about it. But also, if you stay to the end of the video, we've got some cool combos to go right alongside Wilhelt the Rotcleaver. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get into it. So Wilhelt, the 3/3. It says whenever another zombie you control dies, if it didn't have Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Okay, Decayed means it can't block. When it attacks, sacrifice it at the end of combat. Cool. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice a zombie. If you do, draw a card. So that's a zombie that has Decayed, doesn't matter. Any zombie will do. Okay, so he's really cool. And I wanted to mention a card that I found that I think people should know about. It's kind of a weird card in that it's kind of got a unique ability. So that is Embalmer's Tools. All right, so I thought this was a cool find, and I wanted to tell you guys about it. It's a 2-drop artifact that says activated abilities of creature cards in your graveyards cost 1 less to activate. Okay, now that's really cool. But it also says tap an untapped zombie you control. Target player puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So we're going to look at both sides of this card today. And it's involved in an infinite combo later in the video, so stay around for that. Okay, but Embalmer's Tools, it reduces the casting cost of activated abilities. That means Death Tyrant that just came out. It's 4/6 menace. It says negative energy cone. It came from the D&D set. It says whenever attacking creature you control or a blocking creature an opponent controls dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Fits right in with Wilhelm. Super easy to include. Awesome. But it has 6. Return Death Tyrant from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. This is a lot better when it costs 5. So with our Embalmer's Tools, we can return it from the graveyard for 5 mana instead of 6. This is really cool. Now, next up, we also have Unearth. Unearth abilities also get reduced. So for instance, Corpse Connoisseur, when it enters the battlefield, may search your library for a creature card and put that card in your graveyard. It can be any creature card, which is relevant. And then, so it unearths for 1 black and 3 generic. So now it'll unearth for 3. Archfiend of Sorrows, it says whenever it enters battlefield, creatures your opponent's control get -2, -2. That's creatures your opponent's control. Very powerful. And it unearths for 5. We can unearth it for 4 with our Embalmer's Tools. Very cool. Next up, we have some more. Extractor Demon, it says whenever another creature leaves the battlefield, you may have target player put the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. Very cool. Unearths for 3. We can get it down to 2. Cataract Leviathan comes into play, returns all other non-land permanents to their owner's hands, and it unearths for 7. Now we're unearths for 6. Very cool cards. This is where you can apply that ability at the end. Very cool. These are the Embalm mechanics. They all become zombies for our deck, for our Wilhelt, whenever they become embalmed. One in Vizier Many Faces enters as a clone. Glyph Keeper counters spells and abilities that target it for the first time in a turn. Very cool card. And it's a 5/3 flying that becomes a zombie. And then it gets all of our lore mechanics attached onto the end. Okay, next up we have Eternalize, also one of those activated abilities in graveyards. It's the first one is a Dream Stealer. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player discards that many cards. Very cool. Whenever you Eternalize, though, it doesn't just come back as a copy, but it comes back as a copy that has a 4/4 base power and toughness. So Dream Stealer is going to deal 4 damage. When champion wins, enters battlefield, may draw cards equal to its power. If you do, discard 2 cards. It eternalizes for 7, but we can cast it or eternalize it for 6, and then we get a 4/4 Naga Wizard Zombie. Yeah. Anything we have that's going to give our stuff extra attack power to zombies is going to be applicable here. Very cool. But Vizier of the Anointed also will go and tutor all of our Eternal and all of our embalmed creatures, and it puts them into our graveyard. So this is pretty cool. I mean, if we need one of those, we kind of have a little baby toolbox and some of the creatures that we can put into our graveyard. Whenever you activate an Eternalize or embalm ability, draw a card. Cool. Next up on our honorable mentions, we had Blade Stitch Scab. This card is not included in the pre-con. At least I just checked, it wasn't in there in the list. So it's 1 black, 1 blue, 2/3 other zombies you control get +1/+0. It's a good include, no reason not to run it. Go get yourself a copy, it's like 25 cents. Zombie Cannibal. I thought this was a really cool find that I couldn't find on EDH Rec. It's a 1 mana 1/1. It says whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may remove target card in that player's graveyard from the game. So if we're giving it Menace, we're giving it Fear, we're giving it something else, Swamp Walk or something like that, this just becomes an amazing card to deal with Reanimator on the other side of the board. Really like Zombie Cannibal. It's only a 1 mana and it gets buffed. I think it's such a cool card. Next up, we have number 5. Endless Ranks of the Undead is a 4-drop. 2 black, 2 generic enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, put X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield where X is half of the number of zombies you control rounded down. Yay! If we have 5 creatures in play, this is going to put 2 new creatures into play. Oh, sorry, if we have 5 zombies, we're going to get 2 new zombies whenever Endless Ranks of the Undead. If we have 6 zombies, we're going to get 3. If we have 9 zombies, we're going to get 4. So, just for clarification. All right, number 4 on our list. Lord of the Undead. Get yourselves copies, guys. This guy is double black, 1 generic, 2/2. Other zombie creatures you control, or actually other zombie creatures, get +1/+. So even your opponent's zombies. A black and a generic, tap, return target zombie card from your graveyard to your hand. Yay! It's just good. Gives us a lot of flexibility to recur our stuff. It's awesome. Next up, Rooftop Storm. This is such a combo enabler. If you haven't seen my video on Esarivararak, the commander out of, what was it? Oh, no. Sephiroth has a lot of graveyard mechanics, and in Sephiroth I have an Esarivararak combo mentioned in my video. Go check that out down below. But Rooftop Storm is an enabler. It makes all of our zombies casting costs for 0. So we can just recast our whole hand for 0. Really, really cool card. It's very much the zombie combo enabler, if you will. Number 2 on our list, the Scarab God. People are going to be like, dude, why on earth is this not number 1? You'll see here in a second. The Scarab God is a black, a blue, 3 generic god. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 5 X life, and you scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. He's a zombie. Honorable zombie. A black, a blue, and a 2 generic. Exile target creature from a graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except for it's a 4/4 black zombie. So good. When Scarab God dies, return to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. It's very hard to get rid of. Your opponents are going to struggle. He's so good. But number 1 on our list, I would be remiss if I did not mention this guy to you. You know him. You love him. It is Gravecrawler. 1 black, 2/1. Gravecrawler can't block. And he says you may cast Gravecrawler from your graveyard as long as you control a zombie. He's just so good. You're always going to be getting him back from the graveyard for 1 black mana. He's super, super useful in what we're doing. And in fact, he goes right into our first combo. Gravecrawler plus Phyrexian Altar is infinite death triggers. So I cast Gravecrawler for 1 black. I sack Gravecrawler to create a black. I cast Gravecrawler again, so long as I control a zombie. So Phyrexian Altar is a 3 generic sack creature, add 1 mana of any color. You're just going to go ahead and cast Gravecrawler infinite amount of times. If you happen to have Wilhelt out, now you're going to have, every time Gravecrawler enters the battlefield, goes to the graveyard, you're going to get a 2/2 decayed zombie as well, which means now you have a second creature to sack to Phyrexian Altar and generating you infinite mana. Sweet! And we can spend that infinite mana on things like Exsanguinate. Double black, X. Each opponent loses X life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. I'm gonna infinitely doom you. You're gonna just die. But there is another combo with Gravecrawler and Phyrexian Altar. So if we just have Phyrexian Altar and some other zombie and Gravecrawler, now we can sacrifice Gravecrawler 2 Phyrexian Altar to get 1 black mana, recast Gravecrawler, 1 black mana, recast Gravecrawler. Every time Gravecrawler is in play, we can tap him for Embalmer's Tool's ability. Now, because it's Embalmer's Tool's activated ability, we don't care about Gravecrawler needing to have haste or anything like that. It says tap and untap zombie you control. Target player puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Anyway, so this is really, really freaking cool. So it's a way to get around, you know, those people that are infinite life. We don't care. We're just gonna mill you out, dude. And so he's really, really cool, very, very versatile. So I think that Embalmer's Tool is a really fun card to include, especially if you've got Embalm or Eternalize or Unearth that you're already kind of building around. Embalmer's Tool is so good. But that's what you get for the cat video. We get infinite mill. Cat, cat, cat. Get your great library into the graveyard. Put it in the graveyard. Anyway, I thought it was funny. Guys, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for coming out to my channel, and thank you for being a part of the ride. Deuces. Button.